Hi guys, it's psychotherapist extraordinaire Lola Clay, and welcome back. On today's episode of Real Life with Lola, we're going to talk about the dating world. Now, dating can be a treacherous terrain for anyone to brave, but add to it being a single parent, and it can present a plethora of obstacles that only people can begin to think about. Well, today on Real Life with Lola, we'll explore that. So, welcome. This is Real Life with Lola. I'm a single parent with children from multiple partners. Let's get into it. Welcome, guys. On today's episode, we explore dating as a single parent and how to approach people when you're a single parent with children from multiple partners. Now, many of you might say, why? Why is this a subject worth exploring? Well, I find this subject really worth exploring because in my work with clients in both psychotherapy and life coaching, this is a real issue that a lot of great people struggle with. And so let's start. This is a judgment free zone. However, outside of the therapeutic process in the therapy room, we live in a largely judgmental world. And as such, it can cause heartbreak for people over and over and over again. So let's explore the setup. If you're a person and you start dating at a normal age, which is in your youth, if you start dating in your teen years or early adulthood, the chances are that you may end up having several serious relationships. And so, if you're a person of childbearing years and you're dating and looking for love, and you think you found love, then there's the chance that you may become sexually intimate with someone. And in doing so, we all know that from sexual intercourse comes procreation and the birth of a child. Now, the birth of a child is a blessing, and children are to be celebrated. However, for a lot of people, becoming a parent can bring about unforeseen struggle. And this is especially true when a relationship starts to deteriorate. So, I, like most people, believe in family, and I believe that people should try and have their relationships work and put forth their best effort. But sometimes all of the best intentions and effort in the world isn't enough to save a relationship, and so they dissolve. Now, notice that I use the word dissolve. Why did I use that word? Because that's exactly what happens sometimes for a lot of people. Finances, stress, strife, unsupportive family, all of this erodes at the core foundation of a relationship until it dissolves and is no more. So it's important, if you're in a relationship that has dissolved, to know that that's okay. You are not a failure. Your relationship is not a failure. It simply did not work out. And so it's okay to exit a relationship that doesn't work out. Now, many people say, well, Lola, I'm in a dilemma. I've had 2 children with my spouse or partner thus far, and I want more children. I don't want to go out and have children with a different man or a different woman. This is a real dilemma for a lot of people. And this is because of societal constructs and what we've been led to believe is right and wrong, shameful and good. And no one has the right to judge you or your situation. And most importantly, you should not be judging yourself. It's not okay to stay. It's not okay to stay in a bad relationship for the sake of your kids or because you don't want to have multiple kids with different partners. That's a bad idea. Children soak in what is around them. And so if there is discord, dishonesty, hostility, and anger in their household between the parents, that is what your child will be socialized to be. hostile, angry, disagreeable, irritable, and distrustful. And so don't model poor relationships in front of your children. Model maturity. And sometimes it takes mature people to sit down and say, you know what? Things aren't working out between your mom and I, your dad and I. However, we want to do our best to raise you, and so we're going to go our separate ways. Now, going your separate ways isn't always going to be easy, and it's important to strive for a positive co-parenting relationship. And so I know that nowadays, what is a positive co-parenting relationship? We see great examples of great co-parenting in the media where people are able to go on vacations together, have Thanksgiving dinner, all of this with several sets of parents and partners and so on. But this might not be a reality for everyone. And if your co-parenting relationship does not look like that, it's okay. When I coach people in terms of positive co-parenting, I mean just that, co-parenting, cooperative parenting. But cooperative parenting isn't always about cooperating with the ex-spouse or partner. It's about cooperating with your kids' emotional temperament and their needs, their physiological, mental, psychological, sociological, and environmental needs and temperament. All children need different things. Get to know your kids. Positive co-parenting means that you are interested, you are engaged, and you are listening. You're listening when they're hurt. You're listening when they're excited and happy. You're listening when they're angry. And you are open enough and mature enough to allow your child to be compassionately confrontational with you and to respectfully disagree with you. That's what positive co-parenting is. If you do your parenting thing right, everything else in cooperating with or getting along with the ex will work itself out. Let the children be your priority. And by prioritizing your kids, this is where we go into the next part of that. How do I tell someone that I'm interested in about my past? How do I tell someone that I'm dating that I have children with multiple partners? Well, first of all, sir or madam, your children are not your past. They are a part of your life, your present, your future, your ever after. And in terms of your past relationship history, that's all subjective. So what's happened in your past relationships isn't always essential to what's going to happen in your present relationship or your future. And so you don't have to go through every single detail of a previously dissolved relationship because it is dissolved and it is no more. You don't owe anyone an explanation about why you have 3 children and they have different fathers or mothers. That is your personal business. However, a logical and reasonable person can ascertain that, okay, they had previous relationships, 3 that I know of for sure. And these could have been long-term relationships or they could have been situationships. Whatever, that's your business. Beautiful children were produced from these relationships, and that is your pride product, PP. The pride product is the child, not the dissolved relationship itself. And so if you're dating someone that is not mature enough to understand that life happens to us all, then perhaps that's not the appropriate person for you to date. What matters is what you're doing in your life now and with your children now. I say all of this to say that we've got to stop shaming one another for being human. Is there anyone in this life that comes through completely unscathed? Is there anyone in this life that's never made a wrong choice? No. Everyone has exercised faulty judgment in their past. And I say faulty because that's just what it is. In relationships, people rarely demonstrate who they truly are completely upfront. And even if they do, as humans, we're constantly growing, evolving, and changing. And unless you're equipped to do the work to grow with someone, then the relationship may dissolve. Compatibility changes, and that's okay. We all reserve the right to change our mind, every single person on the earth. Sometimes changing your mind comes with serious consequences, but you still reserve that right. And every person that's a parent reserves the right to choose to become a parent. And so, if you're out there and you're 17 and pregnant, or 17 and have gotten someone pregnant, and you're expecting your first child and you're frightened, it's okay. You never know who you're giving birth to. The person that you're giving birth to may be a gift to you, but they may also be a gift to the world and do great things. So you just stay strong and do the best that you can in the shoes that you're in now to be a great parent. And fast forward 20 years, if you should find yourself expecting a child at the age of 37 with another partner, welcome that child and welcome them with love. And make sure that their older sibling welcomes them with love and acceptance. Make sure that everyone around you welcomes you and your children and your partner, partners, spouses, and whomever with love, and build a system of support around you. That's what everyone needs and deserves. Hold your head up high. Whether you're a person that has multiple degrees or no degrees or a high school diploma, you still deserve respect and you still deserve to be a proud parent. However your children came to you, born of your body or born of your heart through someone else's body, they are yours, and you should be proud of that. To be a parent is a great and giving thing. And so never be ashamed of having children by multiple partners. Never be ashamed of having multiple partners because you believe in love or happily ever after. Now, what I would like to say is that each person can reflect and learn from their experiences. Dissolved relationships don't have to keep being a pattern for you. Don't settle. Recognize red flags in a relationship. Don't settle because you don't want to be alone or lonely. Because what I find to be the most heartbreaking is when I speak with people and I learn that they're in relationships, but they feel completely deserted and alone. That's not love. And so, as your self-love increases, your capacity and ability to select mates that love you and accept you for who you are and where you are in your journey, that will increase as well. But you have to get to a point of self-acceptance first. And so that means acceptance of yourself in all areas of your life. So if you're out there and you're on a dating app and you're a parent with children from multiple partners, don't be ashamed to talk about your kids and your love for them and your journey to getting them. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We all live life and we all get lessons. And that's what real life with Lola is all about. Love yourself and love somebody else, guys. Thanks for listening.